joining us. So thank you so much. All right, moving on. As stated by the Houthi officials, at least 2 people were killed in US airstrikes in Yemen's Houthi-controlled Sada province overnight. And on the other hand, a video posted by President Donald Trump suggests a much higher toll. The Houthis claim that the strike hit a solar power shop, while US officials remain silent on specifics. Trump's shared drone footage showed a devastating blast wiping out a group he claimed were Houthi militants planning an attack. This was followed by US Central Command releasing another video of fighter jets taking off from a US carrier. Yemen's rebel-run Saba news agency said that the strike actually targeted an Eid-ul-Fitr gathering in Hodeidah, killing and wounding dozens, including a Houthi police colonel. This comes as Trump administration ramps up its campaign in Yemen, conducting over 200 strikes since mid-March in response to the Houthis' attack on international shipping. Analysts say that the US strategy has shifted, now targeting Houthi command networks and infrastructure, and the Houthis have launched over 100 attacks on ships since the late 2023, sinking 2 vessels and killing 4 sailors. The strikes mark a significant escalation in the region and appear tied to a wider effort by Washington to pressure Iran over its nuclear program. Adit Kothari, founder of Index Society, is joining us on the broadcast. Adit, good to have you here. Well, obviously, the Americans will be worried about the way the Houthis have been, raining havoc on the seas. But the fact of the matter is that they want to chop off the head of the snake. And we know exactly where it is.
Absolutely. I think the head of the snake, rightly pointed out by you, Vineet, is the IRGC. I think they are the problematic stakeholders in the grand scheme of things, of whatever's happening in the Red Sea crisis. United States has definitely upped the ante since March 15th. We've seen a number of attacks going down. The sort of the expedited attacks, have almost double-folded from what it used to be during the Biden regime. And this is now starting to worry the Iranian regime as well. Just 5 days ago, there was an attack by the Yemenis Houthis on the American installments as well. So basically, the installations in the shape of the American drones were basically attacked by the Yemen Houthis. So all of those things are now coming into play. And I think America is definitely looking to cull this particular problem, which has, constituted to reducing global trade by almost 1.3% ever since, this problem started way back in 2023. Because initially their target was only the Israeli ships, but since they took control of the Red Sea corridor, they've been the attacks on the commercial vehicles have varied from ships which have had flags of the Bahamas to Maltas to Singaporean ships, etc. So they've been very indiscriminate from that particular perspective, attacking any installations or any other merchant ships that they find. And that is predominantly to challenge the American and the United Nations, which wants that particular corridor free of the Houthi control, because they want that trade route to be normalized. Including India has been involved as well. We will all do well to remember the Operation Sankalp, which India had basically executed, whereby Indian warships are now stationed in West Asia, preventing and protecting our own merchant ships, because all of the oils are being imported from West Asia. I think almost 65% of India's oil import today currently stands to be imported from West Asia. There is a lot of exports that is happening from Indian shores into West Asia. So all that is also being protected. The Indian Navy has been very, very proactive and they have actually spearheaded number of such missions to ensure that they can field off and wend off the Houthi pirates.
Right. Adit, do you actually think that with the way things are going in the United States, Trump is going to up the ante when it comes to dealing with Iran?
I think, if anything, the past few events since January 10th, I think will testify that Trump has his mission against Iran, and he wants to completely dismantle Iran's nuclear initiatives. and thereby also, completely make them blunt to a certain degree. Which is why, he's going after anybody that is being backed by Iran at this point, the Iranian regime. So now, whether that be the Houthis, whether that be, the terrorists in the Gaza Strip, or in Lebanon. So anybody who is backed by the Iranians, is there in the front eye of Trump, and he has his mission clearly marked. Which is why the death toll as well that we see from January 10, 2025 has exponentially risen with regards to anybody who's backed by the Iranian regime and is involved in operations against US or UK or the Five Eye members and plus Israel in West Asia.
Adit, appreciate you taking out the time and speaking with us. We're going to take a short break. On that note, we'll be back with more news from around the world. Thank you.